Why don't you work?
Advantages, so it's kind of.
For the private citizens, it's not as much to investigate that. One thing that we've learned, to go back to the infrared program, is
So do you know counterterrorism?
so the FBI has a number of priorities that we are responsible for. First and foremost, obviously, is the counterterrorism threat, then the counterintelligence threat, but cyber is our third most important investigative priority, and that's because it's prevalent. Everyone uses this internet, everyone uses cyber in some form or fashion, and it's not exclusive to Louisiana. It reaches far beyond Louisiana. The reason why we are on, as we would refer to as a coined phrase, is tip of the spear, when it relates to commerce and the economy throughout the United States, oil and gas, is because it all starts here. And when those systems are compromised, it doesn't just affect Louisiana, it affects the entire nation. The oil pipelines that run to the northeast, if, as an example, the SCADA systems would be compromised in one of those refineries, we could essentially cripple the oil and gas industry until we can get that system up and running again. Same with everyday trade and commerce up the river, grains, regular shipping, containers. If they were to be interrupted by a compromise to a vessel's navigation system, it would shut that system down until it manually can be restored. I think the cyber threat is ever evolving, unfortunately. So many more technology apparatus are introduced into commerce and into society that we use every day for convenience. But every time that we bring a new item online, there's another opportunity for an actor to do harm. So we just have to remain ahead of it at all turns. It's so important for us to be vigilant here in Louisiana so that the rest of the United States can continue to trade and be productive and so have a supply line to the rest of the United States.
The critical thing to try to explain is that computers are controlling more and more things. Eventually, we want them to control everything. So. This is one of the racks in our data center, and what we do is we'll have, some of the servers here dedicated to a program of 2 weeks of. Okay, let me just clear out at least 80 files. Huge need, huge deficit. Also, they need to. You have your power distribution, you have your water treatment, you have your gas pipelines. And so on. So we talk about smart cities, smart infrastructure. What that means really is that is computer controlled. So whoever controls the computer controls all of the infrastructure, right? So these are just pressure gauges. And what you can do is, there's an actual compressor underneath here that tell you, so this is a digital, this is in analog. There's a huge deficit of qualified people in cybersecurity, which means there's huge opportunities for those who can acquire the necessary skills right now. So for the safety, so the important thing to realize about all of these industrial control systems is that, first of all, they're very old for the most part. They're decades old, going back to the 60s and maybe even earlier. And some of the actual controllers may have been in place for 20, 30 years.